Hello everyone, it is Math Fairy and we are going to work with some fractions. Okay, here we go. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. It is gonna be okay. Here we go. All right, we can do this. All right, first I have a fraction joke for you. So here you have this, well, let's just read it. I will not let you leave this house looking so improper, young lady. It's a great one, right? Improper fraction. Oh gosh, that's good. Okay, let's start on our fraction stuff. And remember, who can do it? You can do this. All right? You can do it. All right, here it comes. Get your pencil, get your paper, and get ready. All right, so our problem, our task is this. All we need to do is multiply two fractions together and get a mixed number. That's it. That's all we got to do. There is a little rule, though. You must use the digits 1 to 9 at most one time each in order to make this statement true. So can I just make them all ones? No. You can only use one once if you're even going to use a 1. Okay? Now let me show you something. I have already worked out this problem because I made a video before this one and I was working through this problem on the video for the first time. And I actually worked on it for like 10 minutes and the video cut me off. So you didn't even get to see me finish. So I had to start again. So this is what I did, is I have a picture. Here's like a lot of my work, right? It's all over the place. It's not organized yet. I just wanted to show you all the work on this page. And that wasn't even it, right? Then I did even more work on this page. Can you see this one? So I did this on the back of another sheet of paper. So let's see. Can you see this? I have all sorts of fraction stuff happening on this page. So 2 whole sheets of attempts. I was trying and trying and trying and trying and trying, and almost to the point where I'm like, oh my gosh, right? I want to figure this out. I gotta keep trying. And then it happened. And it's so exciting when it happens and you're on a strategy that works. So, and then I figured out 2 different ways. So there's more than one way. Okay? So right now, I want you to try and struggle through this a little bit, all right? It's good to struggle. It makes your brain grow and you're really trying and you're not getting things right. You just have to keep on trying. So pause the video. Try something. Try it again. And then try it again. And then try it again. And then try it again. So like tell yourself, okay, I'm going to try this for 10 minutes and see if you can hold yourself to it and try for 10 minutes. Okay, you put yourself on a limit there. And then come back to the video and see the strategy that finally worked for me. Okay? All right, because I'm going to start. Alert, 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 strategy approaching. All right, here I go. So I'm going to do it in green. So this is what I decided finally after kind of randomly putting numbers places and getting really frustrated. I'm like, okay, I'm going back to the beginning. And I am going just 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to see what happens, right? So the thing is, I know when I do 1/2 times 3/4, me personally, I know that half of another fraction, half of 3/4 is not going to be a whole number with a fraction. It's going to be just a fraction. So I know this is not going to work. But I just wanted to have a place to start. And then from here, I would change just one of the numbers. I'm not going to keep changing where it goes because then it just gets confusing to me. It just got overwhelming. So 1/2 times 3/4 doesn't work. And if you don't believe me, half of 3/4 is 3/8. Okay, so that is not going to be a mixed number. So then here was attempt number 1. 1/2 times 3/4. Okay, and that was a no. Then I went to a second attempt. And I went, well, what if I change just this numerator and I step it up to a 2? So I make it a 2. Is that going to work? Well, no, because I'm not following the rules. It says I can only use one number each time. I can only use each number one time. So I used the 2 twice. So this is not going to work. And it wouldn't even give me a mixed number anyway. It would actually just give me 3/4. So then I went to attempt number 3 and see, I'm just changing one number. I'm just changing that numerator. And now I'm going to step it up to a 3. Now, if I change this to a 3, I already know now that I already have a 3. So I'm just going to make it a 4. Well, I already have a 4. So I'm going to make it a 5. So let's just skip to that. Okay. So my third attempt, I went to a 5 with still the same 2 as the denominator, still the 3/4. Okay. And now I have to figure out what is 5/2 times 3/4. There are different ways of figuring this out. Now, you could go forth and figure it out your own way. I know that 5/2 is really the same thing as 2 1/2. And I need 2.5 groups of 3/4. So this is just one way to figure this out. I'll show you 2 ways. So 2.5 groups of 3/4. So here's one group of 3/4. Here's 2 groups of 3/4. And then I need half a group of 3/4. So if you think about it, here's 3/4. I'm drawing a picture. Here is 3/4. So I'm going to shade it in. 1, 2, 3. But now I only want half of that. So I'm going to take a chunk from each one of these. So I want half of that, half that, half that. So look at what happens. When I half it, I'm really making it into how many parts when I half those? I made it into eighths. So if I take half of 3/4, it's going to be how many eighths? It's going to be 1, 2, 3/8. Okay, so now I have to put this together. 3/4 and 3/4. Well, I'm going to split this up. I'm going to give a 1/4 over to 3/4 because that'll make one whole. So that gives me 1. But then if I take a 1/4 out of here, I'm just left with 2/4. Which me personally, I know that is the same as 1/2. And how many eighths is a half? That's 4/8. And why am I changing it into eighths? Because I have to put it together with this 3/8. So 4/8 and 3/8 is 7/8. So this is the same as 1 7/8. You might be like, Math Fairy, you could have totally gotten that easier by just following the algorithm. But you guys, I know, but I find it really cool to make sense of what's happening with the fractions and figure it out using major number sense and then go back with the algorithm and see if it works. So 5 times 3 is 15. And then 2 times 4 is 8. Is this going to give me 1 7/8? Does 8 go into 15 one time? Yeah. And how many are left over? Well, 15 minus 8 is 7. So it gives me the same thing. Cha-ching! Now, did this work? Let's see. Here was my attempt. It was 5/2 times 3/4 equals 1 7/8. So I used each of these numbers one time. And it is a true statement. It was so exciting when it finally happened. Now, I found it another way too by using the same idea. So the next way I tried it out was instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, Then I went to, let me see, my next thing I did was I went to 3, 4. So I went 3, 4 times 5, 6. And then I just kept it going, right? And I kept just changing this one numerator until I found something that worked. And I did, okay? So if you want to do it, you guys, challenge yourself. This problem was just so incredibly awesome. So hopefully you had fun with me and you tried it out and you gave yourself a challenge. If you just found it one way, the same way as me, try another way. Try a third way. Can you get it 3 ways? Come on, play around with math. It is so much fun. Thanks for fraction action, people. Have fun.